Hi, this is from Medialogy 3 Mike again with part 2 of the 30 filters in open frameworks. Let's just get to it. The third filter I have is erosion. It takes the red values in grayscale and makes the blobs smaller, which means that there will be more like insecurities in the picture. There will be more like black spots all over the place because I'm gonna get to it. First, we just have a double for loop. It's gonna run through the entire picture, and it's gonna store the intensities. And what it does with these intensities is that it checks if the red intensities are higher than the blue and green intensities, and then it's gonna change the pixels to white if they are, and to 0 if they aren't. And then it's gonna store this information into the output C and the specific pixel that we talk about. That's gonna be stored in here. The value that this is assigned, and this is either 255 or 0, so it's either black or white, the pixel we talk about. So what we do is we apply the erosion. First of all, we just tell this to check 7 pixels around it, from 3 to -3, which is 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, and -3. So what this does is that it checks if this just runs through the pictures, the pixels surrounding the pixel that we have targeted, and then we created this float called sum. The sum is going to check. The sum is going to get the value of the pixel we talk about divided by 255, which means that if it is a black pixel, it will have the value 0, and 0 divided by 255 is not allowed, so it's going to be 0 or null. And if it's a white pixel, 255, it's going to get the value of 1. And this is run through 49 times, since it's 7 times 7. So it's going to get 49 numbers added to it. Either they are 0 or they are 1. What erosion is that if we add, it tests if the surrounding pixels are of the same color, and if they are, it's gonna add, it's gonna change that pixel into that value. But it has to be all of the pixels around it that has the same value. So if sum equals to 49, which means if all the surrounding pixels are white, this pixel will be turned into white as well. On the other hand, if it's not 49, it's gonna be 0, which means it will be black. And then we just output it according to luminance, since it's a black and white picture. Let's just take a look at how it looks. Cool. So, as we can see here, there's not a lot of white in it, and there's a lot of big black spots going on. Since it will change the white pixels that are there, it will change them to black if they are, all the surrounding pixels are not white. So let's get to dilation. Dilation has pretty much the same principle. Make it a binary picture, store it in output C, run through it 49 times. But on this time, the dilation happens here, that if just one of the pixels, which means that if sum is higher than 0, so it only checks that it's higher than 0, so even if one pixel is a white pixel, it will change that pixel that we talk about, it will change it to white. The pixel value will be 255, which is white. So so this time it should make a larger white spot and make less of those black spots all around, since that it will change the pixel as long as one neighbor to that pixel is, or one in the 49 pixels around it, as long as one of them are white, it will be white. Let's take a look at it. And it looks like this. We apply 4. Yeah, a lot of more white. So it works. Cool. Moving straight on. So what we have here is that we are converting an RGB image to a grayscale image, and the histogram is implemented here. I'll show you how it is. First we run the for loops, double for loops, to get the image, and then we talk about a specific pixel, and that pixel is assigned with the intensities of each color, which is the pixel times 3, since we want all 3 layers, plus 0. 0 is red, green, and blue. And then we divide it by 3 since we only want the intensities and not the colors. This is for the histogram as well, but this is pretty simple. We only want the intensities of the grayscale image, and that's how it works. And then we just load it out according to luminance and the camera width, camera height, output C. The reason I use output C this time is because it has only it doesn't take colors into account, and it's just luminance we want. So let's check if it works, and the histogram will be displayed here as well. Let's just do it like this. Yep, and the histogram is down here, just showing how much gray is actually in the image, and you can see that it changes according to how much gray there is. Cool. So now we know it works. Awesome. So let's take a look at salt and pepper noise. As mentioned, I will not go through all of the filters, just some of them I chose out. The salt and pepper noise. Same thing again with the double for loop to get it in, and then this time we want to add a salt and pepper noise. So what we do is that we make a random number appear. This is to be used later as percents, and then we want a random number between 1 and 2, since we want it to be either one color or another, in this case black and white, since it's salt and pepper noise. And then what we do is that we run through it 3 times, because actually it has to have 3 options, that colors or black and or white. So this time it just runs through all the pixels, and then it will check out if this will generate a random number between 1 and 100, and the number that it generates, if that is below 20, actually it's between 0 and 100, I think. Oh well, if it's below 20, then it will go into this, then it will look at the second number. Okay, so it's below 20, so now we know we have to do something with that pixel. What we have to do with it, okay, we check for the number 2, it will generate a random number. It has a random number. This is going to be run by all the pixels, by the way, so this is not just a one time. This is why those have to be in here, and I couldn't declare them in the beginning because they have to run every pixel, so we generate a new random number every time. So if the random number is a 0, it will give it the color white, and if it's not a 0, it will give it black. Okay, this just runs between 2 numbers, which is 0 and 1. Okay, so let's just check out the looks. We just load out the 2 images, one with the salt and pepper and one without it. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was the A. There we go. Salt and pepper noise all over the picture. This is 20% noise. If we wanted to change this, we can just change this number here. Just say if it's larger than 5. Save it. Let's run it again. This will probably take some time. But now it should only be 5%, because the numbers that are generated between below 100, if they are they're less than 5, which means there's only a 5% chance. Let's take a look at it again. And it works. Much less noise this time. Cool. Okay. So, we're just going to go through this quickly. Just double follow, get the picture in. Same as before, total pixels. And then we assign the values here. The intensities of red, green, and blue. These are just to get the picture in, to be honest. Not much is done here. The only thing that we should take note of is that the pixels that it's going through and adds color to it from the input image, it's only times 1.3. So this means that it is cropped. It will only take 0.3 30% of the full-size image and 6% here. So so this will be a cropped image for this one, and the other one down here, output A. This is for output B, by the way. And for output A, we just resize the window. I do that in the drawing mechanism down here. Let's take a look at it, which is why I chose, where is it? Yeah, which is why I chose video text 7 and video text 6. This is just also because I had to position them differently. So let's take a look at it. It's for B. And then we're going to look at the resize mechanism. And there we go. Large picture, it's been resized, and this one is cropped, since it only takes a small portion of it. Cool. And that's, as mentioned, the resizing was done in the drawing mechanism down here. The resizing was just multiplied by 1.5, so it's 50% bigger. Okay, cool. So now let's take what should we take? Let's take a look at the, where is it? It's all the way up here. Yeah, let's just take this, the mean filter. Okay, because this time we add a kernel to it. Okay, we just take the same, get all the pixels in there. The kernel we add, it has to be this one. It's a 3 times 3. You can see the kernel. We're just gonna scroll up so you can see it. It is here, and this just takes the average. It's a mean kernel, so it takes the average. What it does basically is that it will take the average of all the surrounding pixels. Is only 9 this time, so it's all the surrounding pixels, and it will take the average value of those, and it will assign it to some, and then this will be assigned to we use the mean kernel here, you can see it, and this will be assigned to the output A. So the target pixel will get the value of sum, which is the average, because the mean kernel is applied. It will be the average of all the surrounding pixels. Let's take a look at how it looks. What it should do is that it should make the image less, what should we call it, edgy. It should make it more like blend together, a little bit blurry maybe, because there are no sharp edges in it. Which one was it? It is C. Okay, it can be a bit hard to see, but this is a bit more blurry, and this is more in true color, because as you can see it's a bit blurry around the edges, because it gets the average of the values around. Yeah, let's not go more on that. Sure, let's just rush through the last ones. Let's just take opening. This is pretty much the same principle as erosion and dilation. These are just done in a context. First we apply erosion to make the what should we say, to make the white spots around the picture, to make them less what you call it, less like, to make it more coherent, make it more like one. There's more color in one place. So first, the opening is where we apply erosion, and then dilation. I also wrote it here. Let's just demonstrate. I can better explain from this. Okay, it doesn't work. Awesome. What the fuck?